Max the raccoon was in high spirits. He had just pulled off his latest prank, replacing all of Benny the squirrel's acorns with shiny pebbles. Max could barely contain his laughter as he imagined Benny's confused face. Max was known throughout the forest as the king of pranks. He wasn't mean-spirited. He just loved a good laugh. And today, he was planning his biggest prank yet. That afternoon, Max noticed a delicious smell coming from Lola the bunny's house. Peeking in through the window, he saw Lola baking her famous berry pie. An idea popped into Max's head, and a mischievous grin spread across his face. Max waited until Lola left the kitchen. Then, he quietly sneaked in and swapped the sugar in her recipe with salt. He quickly darted back outside and hid in the bushes, eager to see what would happen. When Lola returned and tasted her pie, her face puckered up. "Oh no, my pie is ruined," she cried. Max could barely hold back his laughter, but he knew he had to stay hidden. He didn't want Lola to know it was him. At least, not yet. Later that day, Max returned to his den, feeling triumphant. But when he opened the door, he was greeted by a waterfall of red paint. The paint covered him from head to tail, making him look like a giant, red cardinal bird. Max blinked in surprise. "What in the world?" he muttered, rubbing off the paint. That's when he noticed a note stuck to the door. It read, "Gotcha, Max." "Benny." Max laughed out loud. Benny had finally managed to prank him back. This was the first time anyone had ever gotten the better of him. Max was impressed. The next day, Max found that his favorite snack, nuts he had carefully hidden, had been replaced with marbles. It didn't take long to figure out that Benny was behind it. Not one to back down, Max decided to up his game. He filled Benny's treehouse with balloons, so when Benny opened the door, he was buried in a colorful avalanche. Benny retaliated by putting honey on Max's favorite tree branch, causing Max to get stuck and covered in bees. Max managed to escape, but not without getting a few stings. The prank war had officially begun, and no one was safe. As the pranks escalated, the entire forest was caught in the crossfire. Gus the owl, who usually kept to himself, had enough when he found his nest filled with bananas. Lola's kitchen was so full of flour from a prank gone wrong that she couldn't bake for days. Finally, Gus called a meeting. "Enough is enough. You two need to stop this nonsense before the whole forest turns into a madhouse," he hooted sternly. Max and Benny looked at each other sheepishly. They hadn't meant to cause so much trouble. They just got carried away. "Sorry, Gus," Max said. "Yeah, we didn't mean to make a mess of things," Benny added. He smiled. "How about we call a truce? No more pranks for now, at least. Instead, let's all work together and clean up the mess." Max and Benny agreed. The prank war was over, and peace returned to the forest. But as Max helped clean up, he couldn't help but smirk. He was already planning his next prank, this time, something that would make everyone laugh without causing any trouble.